Once you've found the area that you like and you can afford, you want to research the neighborhood. You can do this via Google Earth, or if it's close, you can just drive by, check it out, see what's coming up. And is this an established area or is it up and coming? Is it getting gentrified? You want to look for local amenities like schools, shopping, public transit. You want to look at employment opportunities. Are there tons of jobs coming into the area right now? You want to investigate future development plans. So are there tons and tons of new buildings, new schools, new hospitals, new breweries coming in? Remember, a great location can overcome a lot of other shortcomings, but a poor location can sink even the best property. For example, if it's near a dump or a high crime area, maybe it's a good idea to give it a pass. Next, you'll need to research the rental rates. So once you've got your preferred area or areas, it's time to figure out how much rent you can realistically charge your new tenants. You want to check online listings like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Zumper, PadMapper, and many others for similar properties in the area, then see what they're renting for. You want to reach out to local property management companies, local realtors, talk to other investors, and also consider seasonal fluctuations in rent, especially in high tourist areas. And remember, it's better to be conservative in your estimates because overestimating potential rent can lead to financial strain down the road. Now, here's some quick math. With the estimated purchase price and the estimated rental income, you can do some quick math to see if this property is worth investigating further. There are a couple of quick math formulas that investors use. There's the 1% rule, and then there's the 007 rule. Let's explore these in a little bit more detail. Now, for the 1% rule, it's maybe going to work in rural areas in Canada, but doesn't necessarily work in larger centers like Vancouver or Toronto without being able to Airbnb. So check your local rules for that. With the 1% rule, basically you want the monthly rent to be at least 1% of your purchase price. So if you have a property for $500,000, your monthly rent should be $5,000 to equal the 1%. Again, this typically won't be found in big centers, but it might work in rural BC or Alberta or Saskatchewan and perhaps in the United States. Next, you can try the 007 rule or the James Bond rule. So this is where you take the monthly rent and you multiply it by 12 to get the average price of what you're going to get annually, and then you divide that by the purchase price. If it comes out to somewhere around 007 or 0.007%, it deserves a second look. If not, it probably won't cash flow. For example, if you get $1,750 for rent, that's $21,000 annually, and you purchase the property for $300,000, that comes out to 0.07 or 7%, 007. Again, this is going to be hard to find in Greater Vancouver nowadays, but it might work in rural BC or other provinces or the States. Once you've found a property that might cash flow, now the fun begins. You'll want to briefly look at the property's condition. You can do this online and offline. First, check the age of the building and the major systems. So roof, plumbing, HVAC, so heating, ventilation, air conditioning, etc. So that you'll know what you'll have to do as far as work. Now, you'll want to ask about recent renovations or upgrades, potential repairs or renovations that are required, and you'll want to look at overall curb appeal. This can all be done talking to your realtor, having your realtor talk to the seller's realtor, getting information online, etc. And a pro tip, your realtor is going to be helping you make the offer, so always include a clause for a professional inspection. This is going to save you from expensive surprises down the road. I heard one story a few years back of a buyer putting in a subject-free offer only to find out after completing the purchase that there was a crack in the home's foundation. So this ended up costing this unsuspecting buyer well over $50,000 to fix it, and it could have been a lot worse. And all of this could have been avoided had they gotten an inspection first. But of course, the market was super hot then, and nobody was putting in offer to inspection. So always put in an offer for inspection. Next, you want to estimate the expenses, including property taxes. Now you can see this on the listing on realtor.ca. Estimate the rental property insurance, utilities, if those aren't going to be paid by the tenants, maintenance and repairs. So you'll want to budget at least 3 to 8% of the rent per month, and same for vacancy, depending on the area that you're in. You'll also want to factor in property management fees. This is going to be about 10% of the monthly rent. This way, even if you are self-managing, you can step away once you get tired of it because you've already factored that into the price equation for your cash flow. You'll also want to factor in your mortgage payments, property transfer tax if you're in BC and you're not actually moving into this property first and it's not your first time purchase. And don't forget to calculate for occasional big ticket items like maybe a new roof or HVAC system. So you want to start off with a slush fund of at least 3 months rent just in case. It is always better to overestimate expenses rather than underestimating them. With all of these numbers, you can then estimate your probable cash flow. You're going to subtract your expenses from the rent you're expecting is going to come in. From there, you'll see whether or not your property will cash flow. Positive cash flow is always what you're aiming for, because in the event of a downturn, you don't want to be feeding this property money. But you're not always going to find this in expensive markets like Vancouver or Toronto. So it's a good idea to analyze a lot of properties using the 007 method to see which properties have potential and warrant more of your time and investigation. So once you find a property where the numbers actually work, have your realtor draft up an offer to purchase, and don't forget about that subject to inspection. You may also want to include a subject to financing, subject to insurance, and any other terms you want to add to the contract just to make sure. Once that's all done and presented to the seller, all you have to do is sit back and wait and hope for a good outcome. If the offer is accepted with a little bit of back and forth, typically you're going to offer, they're going to counter, you're going to offer back. But if the offer is accepted, then the fun begins. I'll create another video for that. But in the meantime, we're analyzing rental properties. Let's recap. You want to research the neighborhood. You want to research the rental rates and what you can typically get for that area. You want to do the quick math to make sure this property warrants an extra look. Focus only on the properties with potential. Do a quick inspection of the property's condition. You can look online and offline, chat with your realtor, chat with other investors. You can learn more after you do the professional inspection. But before you make the offer, you want to estimate the expenses, estimate your probable cash flow, and all looks good, you're going to make that offer on the property and hope for the best. Fingers crossed. And there you have it, a step-by-step guide to analyzing a rental property. Remember, thorough analysis is required for successful real estate investing. If you have any questions, because I know we covered a lot, please reach out.